Today I'm showing you the best 21 point VF75 build. Also could be used with any art build and also could be used a little bit with SMGs, but this is mostly a AR build. The one skill point remaining is just for me to show you how to swap this from tank, medic to ammo depending on which deployable you'll be using. Cause for this build you will not be using the sentry turret, you'll be using one of these three bags. You can use any one of your preference, or if your team already has certain builds, you could easily swap to the one needed. So first let's get into the current mods. So I like the red dot. This gives us the initial recoil. This gun should not be really fired generally in more than a 3 to 4 burst shot. After the third shot, this gun has a serious kick, so we're going to reduce the initial recoil. Also, the sight's pretty nice. The only thing I don't like about this is we lose swap speed and we get gun kick over initial recoil. Initial recoil makes it much easier to land 3 burst headshots and down enemies in one quick burst, so I like that sight. Now here we have the vertical and horizontal recoil. We lose a little bit on targeting speed, but I don't really get why this one is just negative vertical recoil and negative targeting speed. I haven't bought it yet. The prices on the 50s are going to come down to 10 in the first patch, so this might be worth trying out. But for the moment, the muzzle brake is excellent for burst shots. Now, this we're going to be taking the QCC barrel, close quarter combat barrel. We're taking this because it does more damage at close range. Now, this does have the damage distance and it does have a little bit better recoil, but we don't really care about better recoil because we don't need it. We're not going past the 3 burst. That little bit of extra recoil is not allowing this SCAR to actually hold down the entire clip and land headshots anyway. So we're basically using this as a single to burst fire weapon. And we're going to be taking a perk to eliminate our bonus modifier on headshot damage on distance anyway. Next up, most likely you will take the perforated grip. I haven't bought it yet because, like I said, the prices on all the attachments are about to be reduced to 10. So I'm going to be buying all of those at 10. We get targeting speed and we get sprint to fire, but we lose overall gun kick. Overall gun kick is not really a big deal if we're only burst firing the weapon anyway. This one is pretty good too. We get overall recoil, we get overall swap speed, and we only lose on hip fire spread, and we're not hip firing spread that much, so that is pretty good. Now you do have 2 choices on this. Personally, I like the extended mag, especially with the build I'm about to show you. If you really want to increase your reload speed, you could run this, but personally I think with this build you're going to prefer the extended mag. For the stock, I haven't bought it yet, but I am highly confident that this is going to be the best one with targeting speed plus, sprint to fire speed plus, negative hip fire spread, and negative overall recoil. So we're losing 2 things that we don't really care about, and we're gaining 2 things that do benefit us. So I haven't bought it yet for the same reason, but am recommending light frame. I can't see this not being better than the HQ for this build. And lastly, we have the grip. We have hip fire spread and vertical recoil with negative on horizontal. Overall spread isn't terrible, and horizontal recoil, pretty much I picked the vertical recoil, so when I do the 3 burst shots, they actually all go to the head. So because this is a burst weapon, generally I'll go for like horizontal over the vertical on a lot of weapons, but for these precision weapons, I kind of like the vertical recoil. So it also gives us a little bit on the hip fire spread if we do ever use it, but mostly taking it for the plus on the vertical. Next, for your pistol, I'm recommending the Signature 403. This puts out really good damage, actually better than all the other guns, even the hand cannons. And really low recoil, high accuracy. With the extended mag, you're putting out 21. You got 21 clip on it. Good reload speed, pretty good fire rate. So this is a really nice weapon. If you can't reload your gun and you do need to swap, you can at least take out a couple to a handful plus enemies with the signature 403. Obviously, this is a shooting build. We are going to be running the heavy ballistic lining. I highly recommend the sniper rifle over the grenade launcher. This can 2-tap a bulldozer, shoots one shot to shielded dudes if you get the right spot, takes out multiple lines of enemies. Like, this thing is just a monster compared to the grenade launcher. Like, I just don't see people how they use the grenade launcher once you unlock this. To me, like, it's just no contest. You can use flashbangs, you can use frag grenades, either or, both are fine for this build. You can even run throwing knives or smoke, but this build is a little bit geared towards holding up with a little bit running through. So personally, I like the frags for when they are all grouped up. I can toss a quick frag, kill a couple, wound a couple, and then quickly pick off the rest. So I really do like the frag for this. I don't know why this has the micro camera on it. You can either run infrasonic mine or you can run motion sensor for when you do have a holdout room. You can either motion sensor where they're coming in, or you can set up an infrasonic mine, and as they come in, just stun the group and then wipe them out. So now let's get into the skills. So really quickly, if you do want to make this ammo or tank, you'll be spending that 1 extra point in the +2 for that category. If you want to do medic, then you'll take the medic and you'll remove shock and awe, and then you can use that medic one there. So the build is pretty simple. This is a edge grid shooting grenade build. Now we have ammo specialist. We're not going to ace this because we have another way to get our edge back, and we can gain edge so fast anyway when we ADS. We do not need this aced. What we are going to take is even more additional ammo when our teammates or our bot throws down an ammo bag. This will also fully restock our throwables because we're going to take 2 additional throwables later. This means on grenades we have 5 throwables or we have 4 throwing knives. So restocking them when we have low ammo is pretty sweet. We're going to take every 35 bullets we gain edge. Now we're mostly even taking this as one more way to get edge, but also so we can get, as long as we have edge, our weapon recoil is reduced, allowing our 3 to 4 burst shots to basically be all headshots. So that is really nice for having your 3 to 5 shot burst fire actually land exactly where you want. And we don't really need, when you reload a weapon, our empty magazine refresh, we gain edge. Now that would be nice if we had a couple more skill points, but we don't, so it's just not making the cut. Now we only get 2 bullets back per enemy we kill, so this one isn't huge, but I do like the ability wherever I'm posted up to just gain back some ammo so I can hold up for longer. I really found that this perk, and every time I hold up, I'm one of the ones that's not struggling for ammo. I'm like one of the last ones looking for the ammo box versus people that don't have this on. Replenish, I feel, is a pretty decent perk to limit how many times you actually have to run out and get ammo. Because when you run out and get ammo, unless the wave is over, you are probably going to take some damage. So we're going to be taking tank for the little bit of increased regeneration, but more so we can take armor up. This way, every time we interact with an armor, we gain 2. So you're definitely going to have 1 to 2 people with armor bags, and if they're already maxed out, then they're carrying 6 armor chunks in each one. There's going to be a skill tree hopefully coming out, allowing us to double that up. And if that's the case, this is a huge perk for keeping your armor up. If your armor is gone, you die really quick. It's like 1,000 HP for your armor and like 100 HP for your health or something. Like, I don't know the exact math, but that's how it feels when you don't have armor. Next, we're going to be taking sharpshooter so we can gain edge. Also, this allows us to do more damage. Also, we're going to be acing this because this is a pretty much headshot weapon. You just tap them once, tap them a couple times in the head, and they're dead. So we constantly refresh our edge. Also, we're going to have another way to do that in a moment. So because we always have edge, we're going to take this. This allows us to gain maximum damage on our headshots regardless of the distance. So you can shoot a dude 100 meters out and you're still going to kill him in 1 to a couple bullets if you land the headshot. Obviously, if you don't, you're going to do shit damage. But if you got that headshot and you can land your headshots, this is huge. Next, we're going to be taking, as long as you have edge, your armor penetration is increased. One of the best perks in the game for any shooter build. Next, we're going to be taking increase your ADS and scope speed, just so we can raise this the fastest, and especially when we don't have edge, this allows us to get us our edge back the soonest possible. We're going to be taking Demolitionist. Now, these two are not as big, and honestly, you could potentially remove these, and you could put in something like gaining the rush a little bit more and a little bit more in the movement speed, or reloading while sprinting if you want. I'm taking these two so I have one more way to gain grit, because as you'll see in the moment, this is an edge and grit build, and we do want to keep them up at all times during our fights. So when we don't have the way to kill 2 quick enemies close to us, holding a throwable for 1.5 seconds, especially if we equip flashbangs, is a very easy way to gain grit at any point in time. So that is why I'm taking that. And if you do it with frags or actually flashes, your explosions caused by shots or throwables have their area of effect increased by 20%. So that's just a 20% increased radius on that. We're going to be taking 2 more on our throwables, since we're going to be taking the extra ammo anyway and getting the ability to replenish it there. And also because occasionally we might throw one just to gain grit. Next, we're going to be taking this ace. So this gives us our grit. This is another way to gain grit. So when we kill 2 enemies within 4 seconds that are 5 meters of you, which is not that hard to do, we gain grit. Now, holding grit is a little bit more complicated, but we'll get into that in a moment. We're also going to be taking this ace, because this is whenever we kill 1 enemy close, if we have grit, which we're going to hold anyway, we gain edge. So just in case we lose edge, we gain it back. Now, this is another one. The ace really isn't a big deal in this build. If you really want, you could remove the ace and put it more into movement speed or something like that. But we are going to definitely need the basic, because we do want to increase our reload speed. The reload speed on this gun is not that great. So we are going to keep our grit and edge up, and we're also going to be doing this so we increase our reload speed. Next, when we reload a weapon, when the magazine still has ammo, we refresh edge and grit. So the strategy here is never actually reload while it's empty. With this gun, with how much damage it does on the headshots and how little you have to fire per enemy kill, it's actually really easy to just reload. Even if you're reloading on 1 bullet, just reload on 1 bullet. So you just need to learn the timing of how long it takes to reload, and you basically want to refresh somewhere around when 90% of your edge and grit is gone, or at any time it's convenient to do so, just so you can refresh your edge and grit. Next, I kind of like when you're killing any enemy within 8 meters, you have a chance to stagger all non-special enemies within 5 meters, just in case you get like 4 enemies that drop down on top of you. But you could put every shot has a chance to stagger too. Personally, I do like this one better. And that is my build for the VF7S. This is a really beast weapon. Honestly, it is the most powerful weapon in the game, provided you can control your shots and land your 1 to 3 burst shots. If you like the video, leave a like, comment, share. It helps others find the video. I hope this helped.